I think first off, a lot of artists
are not open.
Yeah, and their teams, they love vanity metrics.
Yeah.
To some people, their idea of a successful rollout is a post on Tunde Ednot. Like that's what they want. So once you get a post on Tunde Ednot, they're like, my album is doing well.
Oba don't post me.
Like, Tunde Ednot don't post me. They'll repost on your story. One love.
And it's expensive. I think agenda can be positive.
Yeah.
If you use it to push the positive narrative. Influencers are core part of the marketing marketing industry. For any market, for any product, you need influencers to take it to the final consumer to an extent, especially digitally. But you need to be able to use them in the way that gets the job done in the right way. Yeah, what's happening? Welcome to a special episode of Pulse Facts Only. And we have very, very special guests with us today. By my left is David Adeyemi. He's a PR executive. I like to call him Nigerian PR gatekeeper. It tells you what is PR and what is not PR. That's Dunsin Bankole. He's the head of operations of We Talk Sound. And that's the tallest man in Afrobeats, Honour Aghedo. Honour is the project manager with 1RPM and executive with marketing PR. So we're here to talk about the state of marketing in Nigeria. Now, for me, I think it's fucked up. Let's not mind sword. I think it's absolutely fucked up. I think we're doing a lot of things that are not working. I think we're spending a lot of money and we're seeing little returns. So and I'm here to just get what you guys feel about that and how can we, go through this process and probably figure out a way where you can spend millions of naira, and even if the song does not blow, at least you could be able to find the stories you've told, the stories, the brand images, the stories, like you've been able to share an experience rather than an agenda, so to say. So you guys are welcome. So let's start with you. Adeyemi. So why do you think music marketing is at an all-time high in Nigeria? Like, why is it so expensive right now?
I mean, first things first, I always tell people, anybody can ask for any rate card and then just send them contents to post. But when there is no cohesive storytelling in what you're trying to market, then you're just all over the place. On Twitter, you're saying this, TikTok is saying something else. There is no story that you're telling. You're just pushing music videos, you're just pushing agendas, you're just collecting rate cards and giving people dinners and breakfasts. So first things first there is no storytelling. Everybody just wants to be viral.
Yeah, but let's talk about the cost itself. I think it's really more expensive now, like in terms of the cost of doing everything, operational cost. Like why do you think that's the case? Is it like we have more platforms to service and influencers themselves, they are charging record fees right now?
I mean, it's inflation. When the market sees that there's a lot of money coming in, obviously the vendors are going to up their prices because money choke. Let me take my share of it. And a lot of people in this Afrobeats ecosystem are here for a good time, not for a long time.
Oh, I agree.
Fact.
I agree. So Dunsin, now when it comes to cost, right, the cost of like how expensive it is, for someone who has experience working both in the marketing side, both in the media side, what do you think? What are the factors that you think determine this pricing? Do you think it's the label and the artists with a lot of money to spend driving the high cost, or do you think it's the influencers and the media and the marketers who have seen that there's a lot of money to be made and they are now actively chasing that money by raising their rate card, or like just like a bit of both?
Yeah, I would say people just respond so I think there are two sides, right? So people are doing it for just pure reasons of market. Like there's inflation everywhere. Like let's not deceive ourselves. We're in Nigeria. Like things are like very expensive. Like let me give a random example. Pure water. Yeah. Pure water is now like times 3, times 4.
Yeah.
So like just logically.
There's still pure water.
So logically, like a post that used to be 30K would also like 5x. But that aside, those are people that just don't have choice. Like people are just doing it for responding to the forces of market supply and demand. Some people are also just taking advantage of the attention that Afrobeats is having. Afrobeats to the world. Everybody wants to ape in. It feels like if you're not in on it, you're gonna miss. Now, like a lot of people, everyone wants to be an influencer because they can put a song on your video. So I think so there are two sides. Some people are doing it for, I'm building a business, I need to pay my staff.
Yeah.
Everything is increasing. My like minimum wage has doubled. So I need to increase my prices. But on the other side, some people are just doing it from the point of, this market is blowing up. It's a bubble. It might pop soon. I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, let me become an influencer. Let me just talk. Let me start making skits and let me like charge 2 million for I put it on my rate card. So yeah, I think we have two of those people. For the people on the first, I respect them because they're just doing the best they can. But people on the other side, I think they should also like just relax a bit. You know, like put respect for the industry that we're trying to build. Like just don't take advantage of it and don't take advantage of the talent. You know, I think that's very important.
I do agree that people, I don't like go extreme and say take advantage, but I do think they're taking advantage in that, you know, that artists are more obliged to want to market now. Let's see TikTok as an example now. There's this pressure that you have to put your song there on TikTok, get people to dance to it, and the reality of this pressure means that the people who hold the power to dance and promote a song on a massive scale now, even if they know the reasonable fee would be like 500k to dance for a 10 seconds clip, they will just go bring 2.5 million and they just and they're not charging. I think they charge across board. They don't even look like, okay, you are a big label, let me charge you this.
They don't put context.
They don't put context. They just
context is lost.
They just do it anything anyhow, just charge anybody any fee, and it's just reflecting of how crazy the market is now. So from a label perspective, right, it's really expensive. It's really expensive, and it's making it look like you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You still have to market music. You still have to put it out there and get people to know that this is what is happening. So that how do you now decide which platform is the best to even dedicate power, like resources to, and how do you now choose to, as a label, not overspend in a market where everyone is overspending? Because at the end of the day, I'll still say the money is being there to be made because like there's more money in Afrobeat and everybody's trying to get their cut out of their money. As Dunsin said, Afrobeat to the world now has gone beyond the artists. Even influencers are chasing Afrobeats to the world money. So you as a label, how do you choose to just try to protect yourself from all this craze, or you just have to play along because you don't have a choice?
Oh no, it's like multiple angles. So let's start with the tier A artists. So I'll say tier A, that's like 0 to like 2, the upcoming guys. It's more of having conversations with them. I'm like, look, I know you're trying to reach this goal. I know you want to do 1 million streams, but beloved, your last year's streams on Spotify was 2K streams. You're not going to do 1 million streams. Let's set a realistic expectation of ourselves and let's try and aim for like 10K streams. Still reach, because that would like more than 5%, more than 500% increased growth. But let's take point A to point B, comparison the thief of joy. And that's one of the bubbles that we're having there, because you don't understand what people have spent in this corner. But you have 2,000 naira as your budget, or 20,000 naira as your entire marketing budget. Let's work with the platforms that are growing with you. Oh, let's work with this platform. I'm noticing it aligns with your brand. Let's work with them. Let's tell these stories. Let's see how we can grow together. Once upon a time, we talked and had like 500 followers. Now they have over 50k followers.
75k.
Yeah, just to say you're constrained.
Depending on which platform you have. So it's like across all platforms, they have over 200.
300.
You see. Thank you. But and then, like, imagine if I go with TikTok family, and I'll call you like the way I'll call you for people. Like, my guy, we're in the trenches together. We are going together. This is what our end goal. We've done this together because we know the value in working together. We know how we've done this to make this grow. So having that relation, it now comes down to me as a project manager, having relationships to like, my guy, I cannot pay you that month. But what can I give to you to make you valuable? So hey, I'll call Dunsin. I'm like, yo, Dunsin, you get exclusive right to this video. You can post it 1 hour before everybody else. So you get to announce. Everybody takes Dunsin. I'm creating value for you. I have to do the work for you too, because I know it's your platform there. So you have to work hard. You have to create value for people to see there. Then for the budget, those that have the budget, reality check is that you still have to do P&L. You have to do the costing. What's the outcome of this? Are you doing this for vanity? Are you doing this for metrics? Are you doing it for brands? So the thing is, if you're doing it for brands, spend the money if you want to. But how much will you spend for brands? Is it 3 months to 1 year project campaign? But we're doing it for like budget. You look at the costing. What do we need to do to get involved with? How can we be a part of our own process there? One of the examples that I'll give is I don't want to say artist names, please, because it'll not be like I'm promoting.
You're free to.
No. You see an artist dropping an album, is coming. Like, okay, let me say Iblis. Last year we worked with Iblis. We are aware of the apart from him, like, okay, financial, like we have to do marketing financial situation. We're also aware of father time. Let's approach the music from a father perspective. I told him, let's push back your album by a month. Let's tell the stories to create engagement for it, awareness. So those that like it will appreciate it for it. Then we'll compare ourselves to the people of our peers, compare ourselves to our last project, not compare ourselves to other people. So we're doing the stories, we're seeing the feedback. So I'm trying to encourage him. I'm getting feedback. I'm going to there, taking screenshots like, yo, this somebody said this, somebody said this.
Yeah.
Someone walked up to him like, yo, you said this thing about your girls and everything. I can relate and everything there. My guy is very happy. So what are you looking for? But then the streams are coming in there. But if you're looking for the numbers, you can play those different games there. So it all varies on different people and different budget, different goals and elements. Obviously, if you're doing 100 million streams, you know that you have to double down on your marketing.
Yeah,
you have to spend
has
so
to
you have
be at
to
a bigger level.
higher there. Yeah. But if you're trying to go a certain number of like, you want to go to 2 million streams and everything there, you know what to play, maybe minimal budget. If you're talking out 50k streams, I have to relate with my guys. Help me out here. I'm a startup, not the tech side, but the hunger.
I feel you.
But you have to play it accordingly. So everybody is needed for everything there. So much as like don't you say these guys gotta feed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People have to feed too, and people have to pay salary too. So again, comes down to people's skills, management, and ensuring certain things.
Yeah, just don't get like carried away with the way the market works. You have to figure out what works for you and what's best for
People
you.
are going to get carried away. It's just for you to look at your budget and say, when they ask you for your P&L or your decosting, can you defend it? Are you in the red?
Yeah.
Are you in the clear?
Yeah. So now speaking of people getting carried away with the way the market is, right? I think there's a bit of a linear approach. Like there's this one-dimensional approach to marketing in Nigeria. You know, everyone is using the same influencers.
Bro.
Everybody's playing the game of comparison. This good, this bad.
Fake album.
Fake
album
album.
track
Fake album track listing. There are some that are using. The comparison. There are some that are using my run this, my run that. Try to compare this with that, like like for like things. So because it provides the best context and everything like that. But so there's no experience in that is peculiar to this person. There are people who are still doing it. Like Davido's rollout always comes with some experiences that start with his album. He had the 05 kind of like partnership, PlayStation, this and that. Arista also had her own, like some branding, some experience that are just like exclusive to these rollouts. But for the most part, it's the same thing. Conversation starts on Twitter. Somebody says something outlandish, another person starts dragging, then they see it as a point of rollout. You understand? So why is this the approach right now to marketing? Is it that it's because it's the fastest way to get a result? Because you're like the PR. Like to talk about what
PR daddy.
Yeah, PR daddy. So why does everyone do the same thing?
So I think it's first something that has worked for somebody. Other people think it will work for them, which is the first mistake you make in PR or marketing. Because it works for Peter Okoye doesn't mean it will work for Paul Okoye. You need to understand the kind of markets that you are trying to sell to or that you have already. And generally, as human beings, we value experience more. We remember stories more than the product.
Yeah.
You remember how a toothpaste brand makes your white cleaner than the name of the toothpaste brand. So it is more of curation. I think a lot of marketing people are tired. We need fresh hands, which is very difficult to get because I've had a lot of interviews recently and bro.
To hire people,
yeah.
Okay.
And in Jesus' name we pray. So as I was saying, we need fresh hands or maybe more experience of the people that are currently in. And if you're not a marketing person, if you're not a marketing guy, if you just have plugs to radio stations and TV stations, just say that's what you are. Don't call yourself a marketing or a PR person because you are spoiling the markets for the actual marketing people. You are blurring the eyes of the actual labels that would employ them or the artists that they work with. So curation of experience and making sure that you have more exposure. We were talking earlier on and you guys kept mentioning Rwanda, South Africa, and I'm lost because the only place I can relate to is London, Birmingham. And on my part, I really need to experience Africa more because that's the predominant markets that we operate in. So get more experience, expose yourself to what your peers are doing in other African countries and beyond. So when all of these happen, you begin to know that the end goal is technically not the product that you're selling, is more of the experience that would get the people to now value the product more.
Keep coming back, yeah.
Let me add to that. I think, you've made a good point, right? But on the other side, I think I've also seen, because I've been in these meetings, right? And I've seen ideas being pitched and ideas being shut down. I think first off, a lot of artists
are not open.
Yeah, and their teams, they love vanity metrics.
Yeah.
To some people, their idea of a successful rollout is a post on Tunde Ednot. Like that's what they want. Once you get a post on Tunde Ednot, they're like, my album is doing well.
Oba don't post
like, Tunde Ednot don't post me. They'll repost on your story, one love.
And it's expensive.
Tunde Ednot to repost to them, they go and sleep, like project done. But you want to create a rollout plan, do something immersive, do a rollout, do a merch, invite your fans, do an Easter egg. They're like, bro, all those things, bro. Like, who cares? Like, just get me post on Tunde Ednot, get me on Yava Left, all this, bro. Like, that's my own rollout. So I think there's also that vanity metric. Some artists and their label and their teams, they don't really have an understanding of what counts because they don't have a deep care for even rollouts. Like, because of the way Afrobeats is consumed now, it's the whole like advance a project. Everyone is looking for the next project. They just want to like get an advance for the project and move on, drop an EP, get the next EP. So nobody wants to roll out an album for 3-4 months because why would you, when in that 4 months you can drop 3 EPs?
Yeah.
So people don't. So I think there's also some marketers have been trying to, because I've been on that other side, like I mentioned. Some people try, they suggest all these things, but the team just like, nah, I beg, just do the bare minimum. Like, let me go and record another EP next month. So I think there's also that. That's a factor.
Should we blame them?
No. Speaking.
I think it's a complex conversation.
You answer the question. I feel like perspective-wise, it's like this thing started from COVID when the world shut down. So traditional marketing was on pause. Even though it was still active, it was just slower. And then people leaned in more on TikTok marketing, on digital marketing. So we saw it work. We saw blow up. People paved. We saw new artists pop up. We saw new stuff come out. Oh, it's working. Don't break. If it's working, why would you change the format? But also, the thing about it is people look at one part. They don't look at the other part, the traditional marketing. And you see it. People say, oh, the big three are doing it. But what you don't understand that these big three have years of traditional marketing. Yeah. They have a fan base. They say when and where and people show up. So if you're looking at one angle, you are missing the bigger picture. But the thing is, sometimes you just look at it, like you said, like people want to drop 5 projects in a year or 3 projects in a year. And they're like, what's your end goal? This guy dropped the project, this guy dropped the project, this guy dropped the project, see the numbers, see the this. And even the numbers that people are talking about and the projection, people are trying to get market share. People are trying to get face value share. Because when you see a certain things like, oh, this platform are doing this, you know what? Let me go to this platform. Now, we talk sound are doing this show. They've given these artists 20 playlists, these other artists. Let me go to WeTalkSound, or let me do like WeTalkSound. People see the allure, but they don't see the workings behind. Yeah. So when people are coming, they want to emulate the same thing there. And also, we are releasing 150,000 releases in a week. Like I send you press releases and you get like 10 for me in a week. Yeah. That's not even the ones. That's the ones I've started selected. Like, okay, we cannot do. We're doing like 30 releases in a week. I'm still like downplaying it. Then everybody's in competition of like, who's on top of mind? Afrobeats is the game of, for most people, out of sight, out of mind. So now,
people's faces.
In people's faces. You are in this. I'll give you an example. Like Ashake when he dropped in 2022 EP in February, by March or April, Sungban with Miss had dropped. Yeah. He had dropped by May. He had dropped with Palazzo. He had dropped this thing back to back. Then he dropped an album. Then he went on tour.
Nice album.
Everybody was like, I did not see Ashake doing offline marketing. I saw this. But do you know what the P&L is? We don't really know a lot of things. And now we have people that come and say, let me do a case study of how Ashake blew up. We're in the boardroom. But you've seen it from, so facial value, you're seeing it from a perspective that is cool, but it's also flawed.
Okay. So now talking about perspective, right? And people doing what they think is the fastest way to success when it comes to marketing. I think controversy is like it's up there now, up the list. Like when people want to roll out something, they'll be like, what can I say to rile up people? And they get people talking, then we can now tie it into whatever we're trying to do. I want to drop an album. What can I say that will make people just go crazy and start talking about me? So that when it comes to controversy, right? To what extent do we blame the artist? To what extent do we blame the market, like marketers? To what extent do we blame influencers who are MP to amplify, like they are the chief amplifiers of this quote-unquote agenda, and the audience who are entertaining it in like the they kind of like show more interest in controversy than in more creative or well created like rollouts and marketing techniques. Like when you create an experience, it doesn't feel like it's well appreciated than when someone comes and tweets something outlandish and everyone is just hopping on it. So do you see now? Do you think when it comes to controversy as a marketing tool, like what do you think led us to the point we are now, and what do you think is still sustaining this technique? Yeah.
So I think in this market, like people like to be entertained.
Yeah.
Like that's just a simple truth. Like people want to be excited. And unfortunately, one of the things that excites people is just controversy. We like it when two people are going against each other.
Yeah.
And which is not a bad thing. I mean, we're all human beings. A little controversy is not bad. But I think the problem is I think the problem is where we are now. It almost feels like everyone is now forcing it. It's now almost become cringe. Some people are not even farming fake controversy.
Yeah.
Just to even compete. Because it feels like everyone else that has real controversy, you can't compete with them with just your normal story, which is a problem.
You don't have a Davido versus whiskey kind of
beef. So some people are not engineering beefs. Some people are like, even if like, so like Davido and Wizards are like A-list, right? Even Z-list are now like farming beef.
Yeah, I think this person what's his name?
Sarahim.
Bro, I know Shamo.
Bro, I think his music is terrible. Like
my friends are saying, bro,
why I think he has the nerve to beef anyone? He
like,
makes
bro,
like terrible music. Then he's beefing Oshama, who actually makes really good music. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck are they beefing about?
Like, people send me Sarahim Oshama. I'm like, wait, like, am I supposed to care?
I'm like, what the fuck are they beefing about? Like, I'm thinking about royalties.
Like,
used to feed my
first
niggas.
off, your career is not even up to 6 months. What would you possibly have to be like? At least tell your story first, then let me understand why you're even beefing anyone.
Like, bro,
so I think we need to relax. Like, as much as controversy is good, it gets you the eyeballs, but we need to relax and create an atmosphere where artists don't feel like they have to always do controversy. I should be a chill guy and should still be able to market without trying to force it. Yeah, so I think that's what I would just say. Like, I think we should rest. Like, in this industry, like, everyone should like take a chill pill sometimes.
So let's talk about how we could navigate these situations, right? So for me, the biggest step would be, how do we get power? I call it power because now I think power has been considered to influencers to lead narrative when it comes to marketing. People want to market a product, especially artists. You want to market an album, and the people leading the conversations. You're not leading the conversation yourself. You're not in front of that conversation. Your ideas, creativity is not in front of that conversation. It is influencers leading with agenda. I think this person is better than this. I think this person is the first to do this. So how do we go from like taking that power and giving it back to creative to create? Then creative can now give to influencers to amplify. David, what do you think?
So I think the first things would be we the creatives to stop being lazy. And I say lazy because some artists just want influencers to start conversation and then we'll meet in front. Like they don't even want to be in meetings. They just want you to do everything and they just come when it's time for them to show up. It's practically like you have an event, this artist is the headliner, you've done everything only for the artist to show up, perform and leave. That's what a lot of our artists want to do. And that's why I'm really grateful for artists who want to be involved in the rollout process, who want to be involved in the marketing process and say, oh no, I don't want this person to do this. Let this person do this. There are some artists that are deliberate enough. Adekunle Gold would always create his cover arts. That's somebody who understands everything that goes on.
Shout out to Adekunle Gold. He's one of the guys who's really, really thorough about his rollouts.
My MSc dissertation was on him. Though.
And Liz, to shout out to Liz, his manager, she doesn't let anyone rest when it comes to rollouts. She's very thorough. Really? On him? Yeah. Crazy. Nice.
It was PR strategies in Afrobeats music. Case study about Adekunle Gold.
Nice.
Then that was a project.
Yeah.
Nice. That's hard.
Yes.
I'm an Afrobeats core track.
That's hard.
So as I was saying, artists need to be more involved. Managers need to be more involved. People on the team, like the first responders, have to be people within the team and not just give an influencer a narrative to fly with and then the artist quotes with a laughter emoji and then the other parties riled up and then boom, we have a controversy. It should be from me to you, not from you to me. And a lot of artists, like I said, don't even want to be in meetings. They'll be like, oh, okay, sounds good. I hate hearing sounds good. Sounds good. Can we proceed? Oh, yeah. So let me just know what you want me to do. No, you should be involved. And we cannot just take the power from these influencers because for people that are not intentional, they just feel like, oh, once I pay this guy, he should be able to run an agenda for me. And those people are more than those people that those people are more than the more intentional guys.
Yeah.
So we need to take
This
by force.
That's what's popular.
Yeah, that's what's popular.
Yeah, we need to flip it.
Yeah.
We need to take it by force. Like, if possible,
Shame those using it.
Talk better.
Like, we have to shame those like shame.
Tokwe is my guy, but
no, let's
turn down the agenda.
I mean, you know what? I think agenda can be positive.
Yeah,
If you use it to push the positive narrative. Influencers are core part of the marketing market,
Definitely.
like marketing industry. For any market, for any product, you need influencers to take it to the final consumer to an extent, especially digitally. But you need to be able to use them in the way that gets the job done in the right way. So now, coming to you, Dulcie, I think we need more human face in marketing rather than just text. Just this person is saying this.
Yeah.
We're comparing this to this. We'll need more human face to bring more experiences. So what do you think we can actually get this done? Who needs to play a part in getting this done?
Yeah, so I think first off, just to make it clear, I don't think we can completely take the power away from influencers.
Yeah.
I think it's already too late.
Yeah.
Like, these guys already have 1 million followers, 2 million followers. Their followers can't magically unfollow them.
Not even unfollow them in terms of like gauging what they say.
Yeah, or take attention away from them. So I think
not take attention away from them. I'm saying what they are saying, they are being paid to say it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, it's popular. They keep doubling down on it because they make money off it.
Yeah, and
for
it's working.
example, now, like there are two problematic accounts on Twitter. I don't need to say the name. You guys can already guess. Like, two fucking animals. So like, two problematic accounts. So to say, like, they've been saying a lot of terrible things. When Star stuff happened, they were behind it and everything. So now, a big artist, wanted to roll out something like it in terms of like tweet about his songs, and he sent me a list of influencers he wants to roll out that song. Guess the two people on the list.
They were there.
So when these people start seeing gigs and they start making money, then it's just that there's the creative sector, like the artists themselves and the marketers. They are funding that ideology and encouraging others to say this is the short.
Yeah, this is how
if you're an influencer, you want to build an account. Yeah, the fastest way to do it is to align with FC. It's fact. It's true. If you align with FC, your account will grow. Because FC, they have power. They have very many, and they have power. They fuck with you. They go in for you, and your account will blow up. And so, if people see this happen, and they just go, they just allow FC to go their account. So that's the point I'm coming from.
Here's how we can make it better. Like, I understand what you're saying. My point is, like, we don't have to, like, it's already a bit too late for that. What we have to do is create a brand new market. So we need more educated content. Like, there needs to be a balance. As much as I understand that there's a need for banter, agenda, all of that is good, but we need a balance. And you have this in more established markets. We need more people to actually talk about music from like a balanced standpoint. I understand that Afrobeats might not have a lot of like, it's not like rap where like you're analyzing the 8 meanings of Kendrick Lamar saying 616, but we still need something that represents that educated part. We need more people to take on that. We need more content creators to come in and speak from a place of wisdom, and we need these people to grow an audience that rivals the agenda guys. So that moment when that happens, there becomes a balance. So there are people already doing this, by the way. There are a lot of people already like creating good content about Afrobeat, about music, about artists. We just need more, because the more people come in, the more audience, like the more their audience grows, the more power they have. And I think at some point we'll begin to see a healthy balance, which we don't currently have. So I think that's how we can rival the imbalance.
Okay, so Honour, lastly, just quickly, from a level perspective, so how do we get you guys to not only, I don't say stop giving money to influencers, but you give them money, but you give them money to amplify something that is tangible. We know that your artists, you can't get an artist to do something. That's one of the things I'm using. If an artist says they're not going to do something, you trying to get them to do it, you are just creating enemies for yourself. So now, from a level perspective, how do you get your marketing team, the artists, to really use their budget to push creative narrative, not A better than B, and this, and just create agenda, because that's what works these days?
So thank you for that question. But first thing I wanted to say was the influencer thing is like, the more things change, the more things will be the same. It's just different lingo. Like years ago, influencers were like, people were like, if Pulse write a review, either if it's a good review, they're going to stream it. Same with Pitchfork, with bad review, they're like, you go on Twitter, it's like wage marketing. And now people are talking about the project regardless, but now that's evolved into something else. And that's like amplified during the COVID era. Yeah. And that's evolved. Even with media has changed in terms of form of consumption. Now everybody's a writer, but no offense to everybody, but everyone's bringing up a perspective and it changes, it evolves. These are the times. But the reason why, like, how do we progress is like, what's the way forward? And which is the same way where everybody, it falls back into the labor part and artist part is more of like, when COVID happened, we couldn't do face activations. Example I'll use is like Davido. Davido did the offline activations, meet and greet activation. He even gave somebody said, credit my OP, and the guy said yes, $500.
He's doing stuff.
Tochi, Tochi that he did the chicken public shout out to. He did the merch and then Zanku's shout out Zanku to listen to Zanku, please. Don't cut this part out.
This guy is going to plug his artist.
So like that offline activation came in tangible. What's the storytelling behind this project and everything there? It came into being a part of the process.
But no, just old, like just so we could tie your point to what you're saying. So now I'm trying to say like, you have power. The labels have power, right? Mm-hmm. Can you use that power to say, we're giving you a budget, but we don't want to be seen this big. Yes, we want you to actually get creative for once.
No,
and bring money to people like us.
Yes, we're coming in. So, like, without that storytelling, what you're also seeing is creativity there. You're not seeing that interview of me pay somebody. It's not influencer that you give that. It wasn't an influencer thing. It's part of it. It's already changing already there. But we don't see it because it's not on the grand scheme of things. But success is not overnight. The day you plant the seed is not the day you reap it. So things are changing already in the ground. I'm highlighting them. Also, if you notice, using other people's example to show you this rollout growth and everything there, you're seeing Davido's 5. He did the interviews, he did the pop-ups, he did the tours, he did the private Disney sessions. You see, even with times too, different countries, different activations. Even there's a guy at 1 PM there, Brume. He did it. My EP just dropped. My fans, I'm in this country. I have like in this city, 30 people, 40 people. I'm coming to your house to perform for you. Everyone come up there. And then now we fans are not engaging because he's engaging back with the we fans. That's not influencers. But also you need to remember, influencers are also fans too. Yeah. So now the narrative there has changed, like, Kuzma came, and let's say allegedly, Kuzma came, he's an influencer, but Kuzma like, I enjoy this place. This is really good music. Yeah. That's the influencer work, but did I pay him?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's changing narrative though. Even if I want to use even if you want to use influencers to activate the stories or anything there, we tell a narrative, we work with them and say this is actual angle we're trying to amplify. But also, the thing about wage marketing is like I said, the more things change, the more things remain the same. Everything tying back together. Wage marketing has been here before. Fake beef have been here before. Yeah. Down to wrestling, down to rappers, down to AKA and Casper. When they made up and like, let's keep up the appearance because it's good for business. Yeah. So, end of the day, it's like, ask yourself, why do you fall for wage marketing? Because you love it. Yeah. Nobody knows what it is.
I mean, there's the audience part to it.
It keeps people going on.
But I'm saying, like, I don't like to blame the audience because there's people who sustain that market by creating that beef, that content. Again, if somebody comes and says something terrible about Afrobeat lacks substance, blah blah blah, this and that, like, audience are going to be right up, they're going to react to it. But I'm going to have more criticism for the person who says it than the audience who react the way the basic human instincts demand that they react.
It's give and take. If I give and you take it, that means it's something. Why did you take it? Why did you accept?
Yeah, this guy is fighting for the labels.
No, it's not like the label. That's not the label part. It's more like the realistic part of everything there. Someone comes and says, Afrobeats has no substance. Yeah. And then he's trying to push his album. Yeah. But you go ahead and tell me, why you know about it? My guy, if you and you do...
But the basic human instinct is not expected to air.
So if you... But you guys have done it now. It's a bit album dropped later.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, when it's overplayed, you get tired of it.
So the thing is... So the thing about it is, you have control over certain things, but you also know what it is. You cannot say, yes, we're not agreeing that that's a good thing and everything there. But if we're going to say, the labor part, let's take it back to everybody that's part of it also.
Okay. All right.
That's it. It's enough to go around.
So, because I just air your thoughts quickly because I still have one last question. And that one will just be like one answer because I want to get you guys' opinion on something.
Okay, so I was going to say there's something called agenda setting. Mm-hmm. It's a communication theory. And it basically asks who sets the agenda. Yeah. Is it the media that is feeding the audience or the audience that is receiving a particular content? Which is why, as an influencer or as an artist or as anybody generally, you look at your back end to see what contents are performing well the most, where those contents are coming from. So with that, we can literally channel a particular agenda from the audience perspective. It's like you are a star, you are in a show, and the audience are shouting at you, perform hot body, perform hot body. If it was not your lineup, you perform it because they are setting the agenda for you to follow. So it's a two-way street. I understand where you're coming from. It's a two-way street where the audience can also determine what they want to consume as an audience.
Yeah. Okay, it's fantastic. So lastly, this is the last one. I just want to get your opinion on something. So the cost of marketing is very high, and I want to know what you guys think is the average money to break out an artist right now in the market. I think for me, we're looking at minimum in terms of, now we're talking about activations, influencer marketing, ads, radio plugs, TV plugs, shoot a decent music video, and pressers, branding, photo shoot, stuff like that. So factor all this cost, and based on what I know, I think we're looking at modest, like minimum, I would say minimum 50 million. What do you think?
I think 100 million.
100? Do you see what do you think?
I don't
Mainstream,
know.
break an artist into the mainstream. No, sorry, not break an artist, break a song, blow up a song.
Yeah.
Blow up a song, music video, ads, radio plugins, TV plugins, all the ads, TikTok campaign on a decent scale to blow the song. Not like banger, but to blow the song.
Like, to be honest, like from the little I know, I feel like it's very contextual. Like I feel like first of all, it's contextual to the kind of music. Like the way I would market
Mainstream pop song.
the
Afrobeat
way I would
song.
market a mainstream.
We're
Yeah,
going
but
with
even
Afrobeat
that is
song.
very contextual. Like a Kiss Daniel danceable song is a mainstream pop song, and a Whiskey Essence
Let's
is
go with the
also
average Afrobeat song. Just your average Afrobeat song from a pop star, from a pop artist, make a Afro pop song, and you want to blow it in the market. What do you think? Like not just like
just
blow the songs.
I would say just to market the song effectively.
Yeah, market the song effectively.
Maybe
See,
anything
yeah.
from $5 to $10K.
No, give me Naira.
20.
million.
Yeah.
TV, radio,
Anything
music
from
video,
there. Like I like to give a range to this thing. Let's say 20 to 30.
20 to 30.
I
Yeah.
think what you're doing is very unfair.
'Cause
Because
Huh?
I think what you're doing is very unfair with that because we are not giving
Oh, no,
context.
give me a
No,
figure.
again, that's what I'm saying. I have to clarify that part there. What you're giving to is very unfair too because there's certain artists that they can just put in there and miracle can happen.
And
Oh, you're
no,
saying
I'm not
this.
saying what I'm asking is that
Lack of miracle,
it's,
just
it's
money.
just
Lack
no,
of
when you
miracle.
drop a song, there's a budget. So I'm asking you now, like if there's a song, an Afrobeat song, and we want to shoot a decent music video, we want to do decent radio ads to get traction to, decent radio push to appear on charts, TV push to appear on charts, influencers to trend, TikTok to trend, all these things. Just for you to do all these things at a decent level, how much would it cost?
I'll say at a minimum,
Yeah,
20 at a minimum. But
on an average, that's 20.
at a minimum 20 million.
20.
But also varies. That's why the context is also important too. Is like what else? Because I think we're asking this question: how can we take back control? And I didn't mention this part, but content. What's the artist doing in terms of content? What are we telling? Like guiding there? Are we doing newsletter? Do you know your community? If you drop like have a song pre-save, your 20,000 fans, will 20,000 people pre-save, or will it be more? Will it be less? So those things have control, and also like that will say people say minimum 20. People can say minimum 10. I don't know about them, but also it all depends on spending smarter.
Yeah. I would definitely agree because the way we recently launched a label that we talked on this show. And one of the things we do is pick our battles.
Yeah.
You know, why do you feel like first of all you have to do influencer?
All this
ads,
I just listed
TikTok?
because
I know. I'm
standard,
just making a grander point. Like
standard,
try and pick your battles. Where are you strong? Like where's your strong point?
yeah.
Like make data driven decisions. Like as an artist, my last release I spent X amount of money, but when I look at my data, I saw that I got 70% of my streams from this place. Let's say your objective is not even stream. Let's say your objective is engagement. People were excited about X that I did, or I did a pop-up, and that experience connected my fans to me more. In my next rollout, it just makes more sense for me to dedicate more efforts into things like
Pop-up,
that.
yeah.
So I think we need to contextualize. I don't like when people just come out on Twitter and say, "Oh, yeah, if you don't have 300 million, don't even drop a song." I'm like, you are ruining the game for people who genuinely just have a really good song. Like there's still that day, like, oh, I have a good song. I'm going to pull funds from a 9 to 5, or my father believes in my music. My father just sends me 2M. There should be we should talk about stories like that more.
Yeah.
Where I pull together funds from my friends and family. They really believe in that song, and maybe the song did not become number one on turntable charts. But guess what? The song made decent money. The song chatted maybe 50 something in a random country. Like we should talk about the stories more. People in Canada are streaming the song, people in UK are streaming the song,
and we should also see that success.
Yeah, exactly.
As well, not just
to add to that, I think comparison is the thief of joy. If you're starting at tier 0, go scale it up. I don't want to skyrocket to tier 5. Exactly. So, but also like talking about 1 RPM, not time to plug my company in there.
That's enough. Thank you.
Sorry, hold on. But I need to give context. Like with DIY Plus and DIY, with setting goals, like what are you doing and how can we scale it up there? So if you're doing, like he said, like picking your battles apart from that, what's working for you? How can we amplify that to be more? Those things are very, very important with different tiers of different angles.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, and that's facts only.
So you don't want to talk about...
You just read my outro,
You don't want to talk about...
About who?
You don't talk about the different tiers because you talk about labor services. So labor services, like there are different tiers. Using 1 RPM as an example, I have to give you an example.
That's enough. Thank you. We'll send you a rate card if you keep mentioning.
No, like let's not talk about the labor. Let's do tier 1. DIY Plus.
I hear 1 RPM one more time. I'll send you a rate card.
Okay, no 1 RPM. Let me give you a context.
Oh no, that's enough. Thank you very much. We've way past our time.
You don't have to get context.
No. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming.